Hi guys, welcome to episode 4 of Fangirl Therapy Podcast. I'm Anna.
And I'm Meg.
And today's episode is part 2 of Fangirl Therapy's Ultimate Concert Guide. So, where we left off, if you guys were listening to part 1, which hopefully you were, we left up. Wait, where did we leave off? We left off at post-buying, correct?
No, we left off at buying.
Oh, oops.
So in the last part, the last thing we talked about was knowing when to get special offers. So our next category is post-buying.
Post-buying.
So what you have to plan for and do right after you get the tickets and then leading up to the concert day.
Right. We're just going to jump right in, you guys, because, you know. Okay, so post-buying. Okay, so... So post-buying. This, in my opinion, is really important. So, first of all, prepare for standing versus sitting. This is basically just if you bought standing tickets. So, let's say you bought pit tickets where you're going to be standing, correct?
Yeah, general admission.
General admission.
Because lawn technically isn't considered standing, even though normally when you have lawn tickets, you are standing.
Right. So, obviously, there's some preparations versus sitting and standing. So, I mean, I feel like the main thing is, like, shoes. If you're standing up, especially if you're in pit, because I've been in pit before, but it wasn't, like, a pit experience.
Are you talking about
Does
Conan?
That make sense? Yeah. When we saw Conan, like, we were definitely in pit because the whole thing was pit, but it wasn't, like, we were at the front of pit, which was nice.
Well, we were at the front of the second barrier. That venue is kind of confusing. We're not going to get into that.
Yeah, but it wasn't, like, a true, like, pit experience. Yeah. I'm finna be in the pit.
Yeah, like that.
Hopefully you guys understood that reference because it would be weird if you didn't understand that. Anyways, so I feel like the main thing with that is shoes, right?
I disagree.
Well,
personally, this is a personal thing. I don't have a preference. Why are you?
Sorry, I'm a little nasal.
I don't have a preference which shoes I wear. I wear whatever shoes look good with my outfit. I have worn Doc Martens to 1, 2, 3 concerts, and I've never had any issues with wearing them, but I know that other people do and people get blisters from them. That's just like a me thing. So that is something to consider, I agree, but to me, the main thing is thinking about when you want to start lining up.
Oh, true.
So you have to kind of think, if you are in general admission, you have to start thinking about when you want to queue. Because if you want to be close to the artist, you have to consider the fans and what time the gates open. And if you have fast lane, all of that kind of stuff you have to consider.
PSA, queue means, like, line up. So, yeah, you have to kind of prepare, like, if you're going to be queuing or not. Also, I feel like...
That is a loud airplane.
That is a loud airplane. So we're actually not outside today.
We have all the windows
But we have all the windows open, so... I like the nature noises. I feel like it's peaceful.
It's very Hosier core.
It's very...
Oh my
gosh! We forgot!
We filmed part 1 before we went to our Hosier concert. This is after.
My lord. Yeah,
I'm wearing my merch right now. I'm
wearing One Direction merch right now because I had character day at school. I didn't know what to wear.
Aw, so you were One Direction? That's funny.
Yeah, we'll maybe get into that at the end.
Okay, yeah.
We'll, like, do a little quick recap. But, yeah. Okay, because once we get into outfits, I'm going to go more in detail because that's, like, very specific for me. But anyways, moving on. Okay, so next thing is booking flights and hotels. Obviously, it depends because if you're, like, in your city, then, like, you don't really have to do that.
Yeah, not at all.
But we travel for, like, if there's a concert, I don't know. But yeah, it kind of just depends. So if you're booking flights and hotels, I mean, I don't really know what to say about that because the thing is, it obviously just, like, depends on the flight and the hotel and whatever.
The reason we, like, put this in this section is just because it is something that you have to think about. And especially if you're going
just
somewhere.
A reminder to do that.
If you're going somewhere that's, like, you could drive or you could fly.
Ooh, I just cracked
that was a big crack. You have to kind of think about, like what you're going to be doing that day. So, like, if you are planning on driving for, like, 6 or 7 hours to go to a concert and you have general admission, that was the water bubbling.
I have my podcasting cup now. So if you hear this noise, that's my podcasting cup.
So if you have general admission seats, you should probably think about like how much time you want to have to get ready and stuff if you want to line up at a certain time.
That's a
so
good
flights
idea.
for some things like that, if you're driving over like 6 hours, might be easier, but it's a lot of money. So it's kind of like you have to think about that, and like also hotels and stuff. Hotels near venues are probably the easiest because you don't have to pay to Uber
as far
to the
or
venue.
You can walk. Yeah.
However, because most venues are like in a city's downtown,
right,
it can be really expensive to stay close. So that's also something you have to consider, is like if the hotel is like an outrageous price, like all of the hotels were at Taylor.
Yeah,
then like you might have to want to consider like trying to stay with a friend, or like staying somewhere that's like a little bit outside of the city and paying an Uber to take you there.
Uber.
Uber?
Okay. I'm really excited to talk about this. So, next we're going to talk about outfits. Now, me and Meg are a little bit different in this way because for me, well, I don't know about you. For me, I have very extreme, like sensory issues sometimes. So sometimes Meg is nodding her head because she knows that's true. So, yeah, I have to be like 100% comfortable. Nothing can be itchy. Nothing can be scratchy. Nothing can be like not fitting right and all this stuff. And I guess you guys haven't seen, but I wear like cute outfits to concerts. So I just want to let you know that there are ways to like get around that and wear outfits that are actually cute. But yeah, that's just something to keep in mind because some people are like me and are like that. Some people like don't really mind about that stuff. So
like me.
For me, yeah. So for me, I really need to be comfortable, like I said. So my tips, first of all, wear something that you're comfortable. Why did I say it like that? I mean, the priority is to be comfy for me. Obviously, I want to dress cute too, but like some concerts, I kind of just feel like wearing pajamas. But I don't, obviously. So, for example, for my Taylor, I mean, you can. I kind of want to do that for the rest of my concerts, for the rest of my life, but I won't. So for Taylor, for example, I wore like this little velvet skirt and it had shorts built into it. So, and then I wore a tube top, which like tube tops don't work for everyone. So it's also kind of annoying because you have to pull it up, but like I don't really mind it.
Fashion tape.
So yeah, fashion tape. Definitely bring fashion tape. That's a great tip actually to pack in your bag.
You're welcome.
So
because it can save you from blisters if you put it on your ankles. It can hold up your
keep
clothes.
Your tops up or skirts
it can,
or
like,
anything.
you can use it as tape for like anything.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, if you get a ripped set list, just pop some like fashion tape on it.
If you get cut, it's a bandage.
Yeah, you know.
You can use it in your hair. I'm just kidding.
Don't use it.
So yeah, I like to be comfortable, but there are ways around it, like I said. So like I wore a skirt that had like built-in shorts. It was really soft and comfy. Now, this is important. Comfy shoes for me, not for Meg, as she already said. For me, comfy shoes are very important. So, like we said, last concert was Hosier, and I wore Converse that were brand new, and, like, I love my Converse. Like, the last pair I had, literally the laces were black, and, like, the sole was completely disconnected from the shoe. So, I got a new pair of Converse right before the show, and it kind of made me nervous because I hadn't, like, broken them in yet. And it ended up being good. But, anyways, I'm just saying, like, wear something that isn't going to be scratchy, itchy. I like to wear shoes that are flexible and, like, good to walk in. So I like my Converse because they're, like, flat enough that they're, not, like, not uncomfy for my foot. But, again, Doc Martens. I've worn Doc Martens to shows before, but I don't, like, love them for concerts. But, yeah, I'll let Meg talk about hers.
So, also, basically the biggest thing that I have is don't procrastinate planning your outfit.
True.
Because I have done that so many times and it has just been bad. Like I made my Taylor pants and I painted each album on there, and I saved that for the last 5 days, and I ended up spending 5 hours every single day trying to get them done, and it was worth it because they were cute and I finished them. But I like sacrificed a lot of sleep and it wasn't good. And also another thing I want to mention about outfits is know the aesthetic. And this isn't like a have to. Like, honestly, if you want to wear your own style to a whatever concert, go for it. But if you want to try to fit the vibe, I would look at album aesthetics. I would look at the type of clothes that the artists themselves wear.
Also look at, like, Pinterest and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I would
that,
look at what other
like,
people are wearing. So, like, Harry does boas and stuff, and that's just, like, been a thing.
True, like colorful glasses, all that kind of stuff.
Glitter, sparkles, heart glasses, patterns, bright colors, all that kind of stuff. Hosier is like very like earth,
naturey vibes.
kind
Like
of
imagine like
cottagecore,
Renaissance
but like in a cute
Festival.
way. Renaissance Festival
But
minus all of
make
the
it
like
cute.
elf ears and like chicken meat or whatever.
Turkey legs.
Turkey legs, yes. Minus all the turkey
Chicken
legs.
meat.
But that's kind of something that you could consider if you care about that kind of thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, to wrap that section up, just I would say my number one thing is just wear cute versions of what you would normally wear.
Yeah, and personally for me, nothing really makes me uncomfortable, but like that obviously it's like
Everything makes you uncomfortable.
No like clothes like really irritate me, but like that's something to consider when you're planning your outfit too, is like comfort. Yeah. Like Anna
So
said.
then there's also makeup. I feel like makeup is pretty self-explanatory. I don't like to wear a ton of makeup I just wear like normal amount, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't ever wear like super full coverage anything because I know I'm going to sweat it off anyways. And by the end of the night, look, like before when you're getting ready, you're like all meticulous about it. And by the end of the night, I'm like, I don't care. So like it's really, for me, I just wear makeup for photos, but like.
No, that's so real. Because
like why?
For
no one's going to see you. It's probably going to be dark.
Yeah, and for certain concerts, it's like, you know you're going to cry.
Right.
So, like, what's the point?
Yeah, that's something I want to talk about. I want to talk about crying at concerts in a second. But just give me. Okay. Just trust.
Okay, I'm trusting.
So, okay, now we're going to talk about the actual concert day.
So
this is the exciting part. You're feeling all the nerves. You're feeling the anticipation. I get really anxious before concerts.
Oh, me too.
And at concerts, honestly. And I'm going to talk about concert anxiety in a little, too. But concert day.
Mm-hmm.
I would say one of the most important things is food and hydration. This is so important. And do not go to a freaking concert with like half a bagel in your stomach and a Celsius because you're not going to have a good time.
You're going to pass out.
You're going to pass out and be tired.
You're going to make the
sluggish.
artist have to stop the show because you passed out. And you're going to make it worse for everyone else.
Oh.
So please hydrate.
Yeah.
Hydrate or dihydrate and eat food.
Eat a lot of protein.
Obviously, there's some exceptions to this, but please,
we're just saying
try your
general,
best and have
these are our tips.
Good sanitation, please. If you're camping, that's a whole other story for another time. But if you are gonna wait in line for a long period of time, please make sure that you have showered recently and that you have deodorant on, please and thank you.
Yeah. So I would say my tip is I like to eat a lot of protein because that fills me up and gives me some energy. And make sure you hydrate. I can't tell you this enough because almost every concert, anytime I go to a concert, football game, whatever, I get dizzy. So drink a liquid IV or even just some...
Eat salt.
Salt. I was going to say salt and lemonade or whatever. I had the weirdest lemonade, you guys. Whatever. I'm not going to go off into a tangent, but it was weird. But it had a lot of electrolytes. So I always buy a Gatorade at football games, concerts, whatever, because Gatorade has a lot of electrolytes. But it also has a lot of sugar. But that helps you be hydrated. So drink a lot of water and liquid IV or even an emergency. I feel like that's probably a good idea just because there's a lot of people and you might get
hydrate.
sick.
It doesn't matter how you hydrate.
Yeah, anyways. Also, there's kind of something of stadium food versus amphitheater food and all that stuff. We're not going to get into it, but I tend to not really like food at venues, so I just eat before.
It's usually bad. However, in my
overpriced as heck.
My experience with amphitheater food has been really good, though.
Oh, wait. Yeah,
I've had some bomb chicken tenders at Skylar Credit Union Amphitheater.
Chicken tenders do hit at a concert, though.
And fries. The fries we had at our Hosier concert hit.
Oh, those were
good fries. Really good fries.
Those were really bomb.
So that's also something to consider, if you want to eat before the concert or if you want to go and get food at the concert. It kind of just depends on when you want to line up. If you want to eat a very early dinner, you'd probably want to buy something there to snack on. Yeah. However, it's really overpriced.
Yeah,
so
that's
think
a
about
whole
that.
thing, planning your eating and stuff. But obviously, that's up to you.
Yeah.
That's something to eat on in your brain.
Something
to digest. That's something to digest.
That was
in your
good.
Head. So, also, last thing I'm going to say about this, I know Meg's going to get mad at me because I'm kind of going off on tangents, but when we were at the Hosier concert, I had a really good corn dog, and corn dogs are, low-key underrated concert food. Anyways, next, okay, so there's obviously transportation. We already kind of talked about this. So, there's Uber, there's walking if it's in walking distance, but there's just a whole thing with parking and all that stuff, and obviously, it depends, because if it's in your city, then you're probably going to drive there, but then maybe
And
you'll
you
Uber.
probably will know the location well.
Yeah, true.
Well enough to, like, know where to park, know how much it's going to be, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
If you are in a city that you don't know very well and you drove there, I personally, this is my personal opinion, don't recommend driving yourself there and trying to find parking if it's something that you haven't done a heavy research on, because you're going to end up overpaying. You're going to end up parking in, like, a weird spot really far away when you could have just, like, Ubered for, like, $60 cheaper. I mean, like, guys, parking in cities when there's an event going on is crazy, especially, like, close to stadiums and venues and amphitheaters and all this kind of stuff. So that's just, like, something to think of. I recommend Ubering or getting your mom to drop you off.
Honestly, getting dropped off is really nice.
Yeah, getting dropped off is amazing. Then you don't have to worry about
any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so when to line up for pit? That's something I'm going to let Meg talk about, because I don't know.
This varies by artist. So I would think about the camping culture that the fans normally partake in. So for Harry fans, for example, it got really, really out of control during his residencies.
Oh, yeah.
In 2022. And so recently, like, because of that and because of some other, like, artists that were having similar problems, a lot of venues are now putting in place a rule that if you are lining up before 7 a.m. the day of, you will be removed.
You will be eliminated.
No, you won't be eliminated. You will be, because you're basically loitering. So they'll, like, make you leave and all this stuff, and then you can line up at 7 a.m. in the morning, or at 9 a.m. in the morning, whatever they say, and then you will get wristbands, and that will determine your number so that you can come back at, like, whenever
Later
gates
in the
open,
day.
And then they will let you in based on your wristband number, which is really helpful because it prevents camping, because we're going to get into that later, but camping can have a lot of negatives sometimes, and so that really helps. Another thing
that just
is,
stresses me out so much.
If you have lawn, typically the people who have lawn tickets for an amphitheater are going to be the people who don't want to be standing, they don't want to pay a ton of money for seats, and so they buy lawn so that they can, like, spread out and sit and chill and stuff. Not me, because I like to stand up in the lawn, but typically your average concert, people in the lawn are, like, the locals, quote unquote.
I low-key love being in lawn and being, like, in the very back. It's kind of fun. Depends on the artist.
But for example, that people aren't going to normally start lining up for early, so I would just try to get there, like, an hour before doors open. But that's also, like, something that you personally can choose and decide on, and something that, like, is typical to the artist. So, like, if you have fast lane or not, like, it's that kind of stuff that, like, makes a difference. You have to consider. Okay. But there's no, like, right or wrong answers. Like, it's up to your own research and interpretation.
I'm going to get, like, totally fired up for this one. Merch, we all know, like, Taylor people were lining up for literally freaking hours of their life. Like, that's, like, 10 hours you're not going to get back that you spent in a merch line. Look, I have never, no one's going to believe this, because I know it's crazy. Never in my life have I waited more than, like, 15 minutes for merch. And keep in mind, I've been to Taylor Eras Tour in Atlanta, Harry Styles in Chicago. I've been to, like, Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's not that big of a, whatever. I'm just saying, I've been to a lot of really big concerts, and I've never had that experience where I have to wait for a super long time. And I understand there's, like, kind of the camaraderie of, like, waiting in line, and, like, it's fun because you get to trade bracelets and stuff. Like, I understand that, but I'm just saying, if you're someone like me and you don't want to spend all that time, there are ways around it. So for merch, I would say I normally go between, my dog is sniffing at the door.
Hi, Diesel.
I normally go between, so what I did for Taylor, for example, I went between the last opener, so I didn't miss any of Taylor's show or the opener set, and I just went between the opener and Taylor coming on. But again, it really depends, but, like, there are ways around it for sure, and I'm not going to go too deep into it. But for me, you just have to think about it. So, like, we went to a completely different section of, like, the stadium where Taylor was playing to get the merch, waited for, like, 3 minutes tops, got everything we needed, and it was all good. So, yeah, just keep that in mind.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, so I agree with that. However, I think Anna's been extremely lucky.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't think that every Taylor show is gonna be like that. I do have something to say though, because in venues with multiple floors, so like arenas and stadiums, the first floor is always gonna be the crowd.
Yes.
What am I trying to say? Most crowded. Thank you.
Crowdedest?
I was trying to say crowdedest. That's not a word. So, and this isn't like, if you are like running short on time or whatever, you might have better luck going to nosebleed section and trying to get merch somewhere up there because there's less seats up there. Yeah,
that's what I did for Taylor.
Also, the merch lines go by so fast. Do not be intimidated by a long line. And at my Louis concert in July in Raleigh, North Carolina, the merch line was like almost out of the amphitheater, and it took us 10 minutes to go through and get merch.
Lines go really fast. Like the people doing it know what they're doing.
The people who are directing it know what they're doing, and they get you your stuff. Everything is organized. They run and get it. They ring you up. All of this kind of stuff. It takes so quick.
Yeah.
And they have like multiple like cashier things. Like they have multiple lines. Mm-hmm. So like it really does.
So yeah, don't be quite as intimidated as like it looks, because they tend to go pretty fast.
But it's also something to consider, like when you want to get merch. Some artists will have like an early merch access.
That's what we did with Harry.
Yeah. Yeah. So like the day before or like the day of, like earlier in the morning, sometimes they will have merch like out so that you can go get it and not have to worry about it later. So that is also something to consider.
Yeah, true. Okay, so bathrooms just can be crazy, but like bathroom lines move slower than merch lines, honestly.
Best time for the bathroom is when you're waiting for the opener to come out, or when the opener's playing. Or if you don't care about the opener, go during the opener.
Or go during the show, because there's not that much, but obviously you don't want to miss, but like, you know.
Something to keep in mind is female, like, dominated concerts.
Mostly like, female concerts.
Concerts
like
where it's mostly female participants. So Taylor, for example, you can use the men's bathroom. And this is kind of like taboo, because I know that it's like kind of weird, but a lot of the time when there's not a lot of men, they will either open the men's bathrooms, like put different signs on them so that there are women's restrooms. Yeah. Or like the stadium security will like let you use that bathroom, because they can't have lines and lines and lines and wrapping around the stadium, and that happened for Taylor Swift. Right. And so that's something that a lot of like where we saw Taylor in Atlanta, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium closed a bunch of their men's bathrooms and made them women's bathrooms. So
true, that's true. Yeah, so
so if you're like really desperate, like you can do that. Yeah,
true. And if you go in the middle, like that's when they're gonna be the shortest, but obviously you might not want to miss stuff. Okay, so when it comes to filming, I personally, this is just my thing, I don't film a lot at concerts. I just film my most favorite songs, and then if I go with a parent or someone who like, you know, is okay with filming stuff, I'll either, because Meg films like literally everything, so I'll get videos from her, or I'll have like a Taylor. There were songs I wanted to film, but when I'm filming, I can't film and focus at the same time and like be present, and that's the main thing for me. So I like had my mom film the few songs that I like really wanted, and then yeah, so like I feel like that's the biggest thing for me for filming. Also, another thing that I think is a good idea if you're planning on filming and you're high up is getting what's it called? It's like the little attachment
zoom,
that
like
you can put on. I don't know what it's called. They're little zoom attachments you can put on your physical like camera.
That basically zooms it in like a lot,
so you can get good videos. But I'm gonna let Meg talk because she's
so. Here's my thing about filming. I cannot remember anything if I don't film. And most concerts, I don't film the whole thing. I will only film like parts that I want to remember, or like I'll film like with my hand by my side. Like it's not like I'm still present in the moment. I don't like my entire thought isn't just about the filming. Right. But like I like to be able to hear myself sing. I like to put the camera on myself when I want to. I like to be able to control the camera. So like I get having like a parent film it or something, but like I don't like that because I want to hear myself sing on the videos, which that's like really unpopular. A lot of people like don't like to hear themselves sing on their videos, but like I do because I think it's funny.
It is funny.
And like hearing myself cry. Like I have a video of Matilda when Harry performed at our show, and I'm like just sobbing in the background, and it's so funny. But that's like my thing. And also, make sure you have enough storage. This happens to me at every single
Correct.
concert. I lose storage.
And then
so
you have to use someone
my
else's phone.
biggest, hugest piece of advice I could ever give anyone who likes filming at concerts with their phone specifically is getting a flash drive and uploading the videos onto the flash drive, because then you don't have to have them on your phone. I deleted them off my phone. I deleted all of my Taylor videos off my phone.
Perfect.
And it freed up enough storage for me to film 2 Louis concerts and half of a Hosier concert. And I used my mom's phone for the other half.
Yeah. So I'm like the opposite, where when it comes to filming, Meg's like, she can't remember if she didn't film. If I do film, then I can't remember, because it's hard for me to be present in both things at the same time. That's just a me thing. Obviously, everybody's different. But, like, Harry, I don't remember that at all, and I filmed, like, everything. Taylor, I basically filmed nothing.
Like, I don't remember. I barely remember Harry. I only remember the parts of Harry that I filmed, and then one part at the very end.
Yeah.
And that's
it. Also, another thing I want to say is I feel like this kind of goes along with what I was saying before. Well, I guess it doesn't. I don't know. But for me, I get a lot of concert anxiety. So just, like, flashing lights, loud noises, all that kind of stuff just, like, is very overstimulating for me. It kind of goes with the, like, sensory thing. But a really good thing, if you guys are like that, this is, like, one of my biggest tips, is pack earplugs. And they don't have to be, like, they
super
can be.
high-tech ones.
Well, I was going to say they don't have to be the, like, drugstore. Well, it really depends. But, like, there are the drugstore ones that are basically just for sleeping. Those, like, drown out a lot of the noise. The ones that I use are ones that I have, like, for, like, music, like, band. Like, you know. So, like, when I was doing that. Anyways, so they, like, gave them to me. And they're, like, specialized for
She's trying to say, like,
singing.
She basically had, like, in-ear kind of vibes.
Yeah.
And she uses, because she's in a band, and she uses those.
Yeah, I like to use them for concerts because they're, like, meant for music specifically. So they,
I feel like we had to get a little bit of context on
sorry.
that one.
So they kind of, like, take the right parts in and out, if that makes sense. But obviously, you don't have to get that. You could just get some regular ones. Yeah, but you can get music ones like those for pretty cheap, I think, on Amazon.
I use, like, little foam ones for Taylor, and that's the only concert I've ever used earplugs. And it was honestly, like, kind of nice because, like, I felt protected, but I honestly, like, everything around me was, like, kind of muffled, but she wasn't. And so it's almost like she was, like, being fed directly into my ear. However, it was, like, still a little bit muffled, and I couldn't hear that well. So, like, I messed up in several parts, like, of me singing, but, like, that's not what's important.
Yeah. So that's a big, big tip for me because that helps. I'm not as much like that anymore, but concerts used to freak me out. So, like, I did not like going to concerts.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
sometimes I
everyone.
don't like going to concerts, TBH. Like, I wouldn't say I'm, like, a concert person, but
I am.
Meg is, for sure. So, yeah. And then, this is big. I'm going to go very quick through this. So, concert bag. I have some essentials. I feel like these would work for both of us. So, I'm just going to say them really quickly. First of all, Aquaphor or any type of, like, anything. Just because that's an essential for me.
If your lips get chapped easily, bring something for your lips.
Portable charger, especially if you plan on filming a lot. I always bring one, but especially if you plan on filming. And make sure the portable charger's charged. Yeah. You got to charge it.
Like, my phone battery is really good, but, like, a lot of people's would be totally dead.
My old phone is dead in, like, 20 minutes. Now I have a new one, but yeah. Also, little zoomy thingy is a good idea. I've never done it before, but, like, I've heard that it's good. I don't know how many venues let you take this stuff in. I don't really know venue rules, okay? Meg does.
For most, like, typically it's, like, a clear bag policy unless it's, like, a small little clutch bag.
Yeah.
But they'll, like, look inside of it anyway, so don't be sneaking in, like, I don't know.
Right, because they're going to look.
Things that you shouldn't be sneaking into concerts.
So, clear bag. Definitely get one if you're a concert goer in general.
I love my clear bag.
I love mine, too. That's, like, concert essential. Like, you literally have to have one.
Get one with a tiny pocket, like, on the outside so that you can easily grab your money.
That's
because that is one of the best things that I have, that's one of my favorite things about my concert bag.
Yeah. So, definitely clear bag. That's for sure a need. Could be a backpack or tote bag or crossbody. I normally have a crossbody.
Those are too big.
Backpacks?
Unless they're clear.
Well, yeah, I'm saying clear.
But yeah, you can't bring.
I'm saying clear. You can't bring a clear backpack?
Oh, no, you can. Sorry.
Yeah,
I thought you meant, like, not clear backpacks.
Yeah, so, like, any type of one. I like a clear crossbody one because, like, you can just have it on you. Extra, like, protein bar or something is a good idea.
Snacks.
Yeah. snacks, but like specifically things that are like high in protein, just so you don't like pass out.
Also, I don't know if this is true about stadiums or arenas, but in amphitheaters you can bring food.
Yeah,
that if it's in a clear bag, so it can't be in its like original packaging. But
it really depends on your venue.
Do not know about stadiums and arenas, so I would check. All venues have like a policy, so look that up before you go to make sure that you
the big
are doing it right, because you do not want to bring something and then have someone tell you that you either need to check it, which is spending money for having them hold it until after the concert's done, or having to throw it away, because that's what I had to do with my little umbrella, because my mom told me I could bring an umbrella.
So then also, just check any of these things, whether you don't know what kind of bag you can bring, what you're allowed to bring in. Check your venue, so just go on the venue website and look at like the bag policy. That's what you need to do. Also, like anything you need for like safety, I don't think you can take like pepper sprays. I don't know what you can take.
I mean, you can bring like Band-Aids, and you can bring...
Yeah, I don't think you can bring pepper spray or something.
Medicine. I always bring Advil,
chewable Advil. Well, I
because sometimes I get a really bad headache.
True.
Because, and this is like my thought process behind why, but I think when the opener comes on, the volume of the mic is the same as the volume of the artist,
right?
But when the artist is performing, everyone is like singing and cheering and all this stuff, and when the opener is performing, it's not as loud. And so I think that because like the volume of the mic is so loud with the opener, once they're done, I have a bad headache. And that's what happened to me when I saw Louis for the first time, and it was so bad. Like I had such a bad headache, and then once he came on, it was fine, because like he makes me forget all my problems. But like I just mean that's something to consider. Like, bring medicine.
Yeah, so I always bring like the little mini things of chewable Advil, and then like water as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bring water.
Well, you can only bring water if it's in a clear bottle that's sealed, because they don't want it to be like, I don't know, vodka?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, they like sell, I don't know.
Whatever. They basically just want to make money off you. That's pretty much
and
the
also
thing.
Like they will take your cap, because they don't want you to throw your bottle caps at the artist, because that happens.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Dumb.
We'll talk about concert etiquette another time, but don't do that.
Don't throw things unless the artist asks for them, or unless it's like a flag and it's not like thrown at the artist.
Yeah.
You can throw. Well, it's a whole big thing. We'll get into that
another time.
It's very complicated. It's a very complicated issue.
Also, so I don't think you can bring pepper spray or something. I was gonna say something for like safety if you're in a city, but I don't know. Also, I would bring like anything to wipe your tears with, because I have like concert anxiety when it comes to crying, because like some concerts I like want to cry but I don't. That's a whole nother thing, but like maybe bring tissues if you're like a concert crier. Also definitely 100% bring Band-Aids. Only need a couple. Okay, obvious. Last thing is wallet, and number one thing, keep your card. So like in my wallet, keep your actual like credit card or debit card or whatever. Keep that inside the wallet. It depends on what kind of wallet you have, but for me, I have one of those wallets that has like a zipper pocket and then little pockets on the outside. And keep your like most needed things that are the most like official and important, you don't want it to get stolen, on the zipper pocket, so you can zip it open and close, because it's just safer that way to keep it in there.
I have mine in this little magnetic thing that goes on the back of my phone. I have my license and my debit card in there.
Sure.
And
you can take it on and off,
like,
too.
yes, I agree that like you need to be safe with your money. However, like I like to have it in the separate pocket and at the front of my clear bag, so that I can easily get it out, and like so that I don't have to like rummage through all of my things to get my money and like have to pay for merch or whatever, because it's really annoying to me, and that's like a me thing. And like, but like I get it. If you want to like make sure that you're safe and no one's gonna steal your stuff, do that. Don't be like me. But there are pros to like having it readily available.
Yeah, true. And we're not even talking about like what to buy at merchants and stuff, like any of that stuff. We're not talking about that.
That's a whole other thing that we can get into.
I mean, that's basically it, guys. I mean, last thing is like post-concert. That's like, I mean, post-concert is like a whole nother beast. Some people have a really bad like post-concert depression. Like,
if it's someone that you like really, really care about, it's like it's just sad to have it have it be over.
You're like looking forward to it for so long.
Yeah, because you've been anticipating it and being so excited for it, and then all of a sudden it's just over.
Yeah,
and it's sad. But like, I think the biggest thing is just like knowing that it's not your biggest problem. Like, there are bigger issues in this world.
Correct.
But
also,
like
you're
I've
valid.
been there. Oh, I've been there.
Like, give me a high five.
Thanks.
That
was a really bad high
There
five.
we go. We covered, I think, all the bases. Well, actually, we probably missed stuff. But overall, I hope that was like a comprehensive guide for you guys. We're talking about part 1 and part 2.
And it's a lot of information. And if there's like,
I hope that wasn't boring. That might have been boring, but whatever. It's
if
fine.
there's like a specific thing that we didn't go as in depth with, let us know.
Let us know, or DM us on Instagram, because maybe we'll do a little poll and like answer some quirky little questions.
Not the quirky little questions.
Okay. So thank you guys. Oh my god, if you listened to both parts, I don't know how you did that without losing focus, but that's just me. But yeah, this is just good. I feel like this is just good because then people who have never been to a concert before,
a lot of
something
experience is with us. Like, combined, we have like a lot of
concerts.
So
yeah, I hope you enjoy all your concerts in the future.
Yeah.
And yeah,
we hope you guys have a great day. I hope you're thriving.
We hope you're thriving. Awesome. And we hope you have maybe a concert coming up. If you like concerts, some people like them, some people don't. Sometimes I don't, so you're not alone. And yeah,
normalize not liking concerts.
You know what? I
love concerts. They're my favorite thing ever. But like, I get that some people don't like it.
The thing is,
I don't think that should be like a stigma.
I like concerts. Like, it depends on the concert, but I would say I like concerts. Sometimes I don't. But I hate like live music at restaurants and stuff. Meg knows that. That's my biggest pet peeve ever. Like, or when they're playing the music too loud at restaurants. Like,
So that's why you don't like Nashville.
Like it. No, guys, we were gonna talk about Hosier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we were like
really quickly because we don't have a lot of time. Yeah.
We were in Nashville and we kept going in restaurants and the music is so loud and I just hate that. Like, I need to be able to hear myself talk because like I'm going to a restaurant to talk. Let's be real. And I just hate that kind of music. Oh, it just irks me so much, especially if I go somewhere wanting like a nice peaceful dinner, sit down chat, and then some random dude is on the microphone. Their microphone is too freaking loud, and then I can't even hear myself think because somebody who I didn't even want to hear is now singing into my ears. I hate when that happens. Anyways, guys.
Anyway, hope you guys have an amazing day.
Artists.
And bye.
We hope you enjoyed this.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
See you in the next one.